Okay.
Hi, Duduzile. Thank you so much for agreeing to do a testimonial on the bank account challenge. Just before we even jump into why you did the challenge, etc., I want you to just introduce yourself, tell us who you are, what you do, etc.
Okay. I am Duduzile Shabalala. I am an entrepreneur. I own a health spa. I
Mm.
am a professional nurse, and I'm also a spiritual
Wow.
healer. So yeah, I'm a mom of two. Yes,
Wow.
and I'm in the market. I'm single.
That is
Just had to
awesome.
add
I
that.
love it. Wow. I recently found out that you're a professional nurse and a healer, which is just so powerful. I think that there's nothing like going to someone for healing when they have like also deeper understanding of the body. Right? Not to say that healers don't have a deep understanding of the body, but I feel like nurses and doctors that are healers or acupuncturists that also do energy work are just so powerful because they know so much, they have such a deep understanding of the body. Yeah.
Wow,
So
thank you so much. It's for me it's quite funny because I got locked out of my I actually had a previous account before, and where people mostly knew me for the profession that I was in, which
yeah.
is nursing, and then they knew me as I think massage therapist when I opened the
Yeah.
spa. And then when I became a healer, I don't know if that overtook everything, that most people actually don't even know that I'm a professional nurse, but I've been actually in the profession longer than any other profession that I've been in for what 13
Wow.
years now. So it's
What?
quite like I didn't actually understand. I realized that people actually recognize me for healing and being an entrepreneur. But it's great because
Mm.
then I'm able to understand all. Yes.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. The last thing I heard was I'm able to understand all.
Okay, so I realized, after what's this, discovering my spiritual awakening journey, that's
Yeah.
when I understood why I'm actually in the healing space,
Yeah.
because for me and for people, from the outside, they looked at me like, okay, you're a nurse and now you're moving into massage therapy and you're busy with network marketing, and you also and now you like, what is going on with you? And then it
Yeah.
all makes sense that I'm meant to be the healing space, and
Yeah.
I connect with people with who are spiritually aligned, and I think that's what
Mm.
drew me to you, and your course,
Yeah.
because even though I tried ignoring the ads that kept popping up on my Facebook timeline, um, and I found those posts and I was like, okay, this keeps popping up. I mean, other ads keep popping up, but why is this one like drawing my attention so much? And I think I read it again, and then I think there was a post Nkuluma Kanya posted, right?
Yeah.
And he was speaking about something along the lines of money and charging, and people on the post were just saying, if you're a healer, you are not supposed to charge a certain amount. It should be a calling, blah blah blah. And I think he responded by, well, if you've got money issues, then you need to go to Vangile Makwakwa for that. And he tagged you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wow. That is awesome. So I'm grateful to Mkuluma Kanya. So um, I wanted,
About
you said
that,
something yes, no, we didn't lose you for
I
long.
got disconnected.
Actually, I didn't even notice you just like popped up again. So yeah. I wanted to ask you, so what is it that you said to me before that, well, you were pretty sure that the bank account challenge would be like every other personal finance course that you've done. And after all, it's only 5 days. What new thing could I teach in 5 days that you haven't already covered in other personal finance courses? How do you feel now?
Okay, so with that, right? As I mentioned, I was like, okay, let me just do this. Let me inbox Vangi because she's pestering me and she's not even doing it, you were pestering me spiritually, I guess. So, so, so I go onto your website and I'm like, what is she covering here? I don't see content, but I'm like, okay, she is definitely having a testimonial. So let me just go with this. And I remember, I think I inboxed you the first time in March, and
Yeah,
I asked you about the prices, and you gave me the link, and I got to the link, and I'm like, oh, okay, so this I can do. And I was in a financially dark space at the time, like
yeah,
zero money coming in. I've just come back from Epeshweni, and when you come back you literally dry. There's no money, there are no people
yeah,
coming in. I'm just a spiritual mess.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, I think I can afford this. So I'm like, okay, let me just enroll. I'll see what goes on. I don't know what I'm expecting, but yeah. So I think I told you, and then I'm like, okay, should I use the last money that I have for this? But like, is it really, really, really worth it? Um, okay, I went back and forth and I'm like, okay, I'll do it. And then in March, I decided, no, I'm going to pay my daughter's fees because I've
Yeah,
done this before and I didn't really get the results I was looking for. Well, I got temporary results.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, fine, let me just, I'll enroll the following month. To my shock, when I tried to enroll, the money had gone up, and I'm thinking, this person can't be increasing prices if this thing is not working. If anything, you'd expect the prices to go down. So I'm like, that's it. By the time if I decide in June, maybe I'll be paying 5, 6 times the amount. So let me just use
Actually,
this
the
money that
price
I
has
have
gone up,
and just
believe it or
go.
not.
I don't have money, but
I've
I'm just,
increased the price again.
oh, thank goodness I enrolled.
I want
So my
people, I'm
intuition
like,
served me right.
the demand
My
for the
intuition told me if
courses
you're not gonna
goes
enroll this
up.
time, I wonder where you're gonna get that much money when the prices go up. So I was like, I'm going all in. And I was like, okay, for now I can afford, I think, the books, the Heart, Mind, and the books and the workbooks. And I was like, okay, let me
Yeah.
enroll. And then when I tried to check out, it said it gave me a discount, and I'm like, I am not letting this one go. So I enrolled. I was a bit apprehensive. I must say, I was really apprehensive. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's been enrolling. This the power of your work is that upon just enrolling, we hadn't started anything. I literally read about 2 pages of the book,
Yeah.
and I think the following day, like, my sales just went up. I got like more orders than usual. And for me, I was like, okay, is this a coincidence? Or, I was just shocked. I'm like, but I haven't done anything, you know. And yeah, so day two, I go through the bank account challenge. We hadn't started with the live sessions yet. So day
Yes.
two, I go through the workbook, and I'm like, oh well, this is one of the things that I've gone through before. People are asking me about my 3-year, 5-year plan. Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
we there again. And okay, I'm like, okay, there we go again. Back to, you know, okay, I've done this, I think, 5 times, 6 times before. Oh, so I go through
Yeah.
it, and then, but amazingly, I'm going through it, but my sales are going up. It's something that I have always done before, but like I'm getting immediate results, And when the live session started, my goodness, I wanted to tap out of that session.
What did you expect the live sessions to be? Did you think that I would go through the numbers and be a
Yes.
teacher?
You expect the normal, it's like you just expect the normal, okay, so how much do you, what's your income? How much, what are
Yeah,
you spending on? And I'm like,
yeah,
well, we're going through this again,
yeah,
But, and when you said there's also meditation, and meditation, I was also thinking, oh, but I meditate almost every day, and well, what's so different? My mind was like, okay, well, let's do this. But then, as I like for me, EFT tapping was something completely new for me. I didn't know anything
yeah,
about EFT tapping, and as we went through the EFT tapping, I'm thinking, okay, what is going on with my body? I started feeling intense. Um, Body reactions, I'm crying and I'm thinking, okay, why are you crying? I mean, we're just going through this session. What is going on? Like, what is going on here? And I was just amazed by how, the subconscious comes, yeah, my English is running away from me, but like the subconscious is what we have in the subconscious mind when it comes to the four, it's like, wow. So this is what I've been bearing all along, and this is what has
mm,
been happening in the family, not only with me, because the course took me back from childhood, how money was
yeah,
managed from childhood, what I wanted, and I couldn't get, or what I settled for as a child,
yeah,
looking at my mother, as a child, and I saw that happening. It is
yeah,
actually happening now with my daughter, and I'm seeing a cycle that's
yeah,
repeating, where
yeah,
I'd know that, okay, my mom doesn't have much, so, and funny
yeah,
enough, I always had friends who were, I'd say well off, or maybe not well off, but like financially, their families were in a better financial position. To this day,
yeah,
I'm still associated with people who are earning like 5, 6, 7 times more than what I earn, and it
yeah,
always baffled me, like, why aren't I with, people who are like me, who are
yeah,
struggling? Because then for me, I felt like it puts pressure, because whenever my friends whenever their parents would buy them new clothes, the latest branded branded clothes, and well, I knew that my mom couldn't afford, because as a 6-year-old I would be like, no, I know you can't afford, it's okay, everything will be fine. And
yeah,
I traced that back to that, and the course also traced back from how my mother and everyone else in the family treated money and had the relationship with
yeah,
money, and how I had
yeah,
to go back to, getting to that child, to the teenager, to the 20-year-old me, and
yeah,
to, my current self. I don't think I want to reveal my age
yeah.
yet. Yeah. So
Well, you look like you're in your 20s, so it's all
I'm
good.
actually okay. Then I think I can reveal my age. I'm 31 this year.
Oh my
So
gosh, are you kidding me? You're still
yeah,
so
for me,
young.
it's
Why do you have a
been,
thing about age?
wow. It's been. I am 31 this year. I'm so pretty.
Oh, you're
So
gorgeous. You're just
thank
so
you,
stunning.
thank you so much. So yeah, man, this course forced me to, yeah, dig deep and dig where I had buried everything, and it forced me to go there, and that is where the healing actually starts. In order for one to make money, or to even see um, 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 progress financially, this course, it's more of the spiritual work.
Yeah,
And for me, it has made all the difference. because it goes to the grassroots level, and then you can start. And I thought I'd manifest most of the things that I wanted, much later. I wasn't expecting instant results, because being in the business space, I've understood
Yeah.
that, I went in not for instant gratification, but
Yes.
for long term, and I knew that certain things take time. So I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting a miracle, but well, that's what I manifested.
Do you mind sharing with us some of the shifts that you've seen since last month, that you're just like, oh my gosh, I can see that this is because of the inner work? Because I think what I am trying to get through to people is this thing that sometimes doing work and working hard without clearing the energetic and emotional blocks actually doesn't help us. It delays things, it creates struggle and makes things take longer than they have to, because we're operating from a space that is a trauma informed, and then we'll keep doing the same actions that are based off of our traumas. So to be a different person and to get different results, you have to do things differently. And often for us to do things differently, we need to change our mindset, our emotional reactions, and almost our entire viewpoint. And our viewpoint is often informed by trauma and our ancestral stories around money.
Okay, I'm excited about that one. So, last month, as I mentioned, I started the course last month, and like I said, for me, my results were basically instant. From the time I enrolled, my sales went up, and
Yeah,
there was clarity as well,
yeah,
because in as much as doing the inner work, right?
yeah,
We do also tap into physically getting into your bank account and actually looking at
yeah,
where you're spending and stuff. But
yeah,
just to address this one, my the shift is that, when you mention the hard work, um, where we've always been taught that we need to work. Oh my goodness, you need to be doing this. Like, for me, things just happen with ease. Usually I have to quote clients, inbox people, look, this is what I have. This is the opportunity that I have. It is amazing. You could be making this much money, this shift in your, I don't know what financial problems you have, but this is it.
yeah,
Yes, you are supposed to go out there and work, but for me, I found that clients came to me, and I think
yeah,
it has a lot to do with the energy shift, as you mentioned, right?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
towards end of last month, my sales doubled from the previous month,
Yeah.
and right now, I'm telling you, I'm at 4 times my sales target that I had for the whole month. I've already reached that target, and I'm
Oh
already
my
setting a new
gosh.
target for myself. You
Wow.
know, and I had been on a zero bank account, well, since probably last year. And like right now,
Oh,
I've been on a negative balance in my bank account. Ever since I've started this course, I've never been on a negative bank balance. And
oh.
I know I still have to do the inner work with
Yeah.
guilty of making money with ease. I think that's what I'm currently struggling with now. Because when I joined the
Oh,
course,
Money Magic course, that's where we cover that, right? Because
yeah,
that
because I
literally is
remember,
what
when
happens.
I went through the course with other people, I'm thinking, these people have nice people problems. Like, you guys are worried about you having so much money. I want money. And now I understand. I'm thinking, these people don't have problems. I have problems. Bring me that money. I want your money. Let me have those kind of problems. And now that I'm reaching that stage of having money in my bank account, now I am struggling with, like, I'm feeling internally guilty that I'm making money with ease. I am not working so hard as I used to, but money is coming in, and more money is actually coming in than than it did before, I started with this bank account course. And now I have to, yeah, I just have a lot to do with the inner work. I know I'm not done.
Well, that is the next level of expansion. That's why I created the Money Magic course. I'm so glad that you brought that up, right? Because most people think all it is I sort out my bank account and now I can save, right? Now I've got money in my bank account, my
Yes.
spending habits have changed, and I'm seeing a shift. But then that's where the Money Magic course comes into it, because right now, like, we're doing the income challenge, and we're digging into that guilt around making money with ease and looking at our vows of loyalty to the family struggles. And that's what I was telling you earlier on, that's what
Yes.
was had me floored all morning. I couldn't do much of anything today, because it was just so painful when you have to dig through that ancestral trauma and looking at the generational struggle around money, and then looking at you making money with ease, and how that can cause so many feelings of betrayal. A lot of the guilt is coming from a betrayal to the vows that we have to our tribe, right? So
True.
healing that will help heal allowing money in, because then just the one thing to be cognizant of is, don't keep doing the work in the bank account challenge, so that you don't, especially the live meditation, so that you don't get tempted to self-sabotage and get rid of the money now that it's in the account, because that sometimes happens, because now it's coming with ease. Gosh, I need to find a new way to get rid of it, right? So as we keep going
So
deeper in the inner work, we start to see that, oh, now I'm no longer spending the money. Now I'm gifting it away. Now, how is it that suddenly now so many people are coming to me and borrowing money, strangers that I don't even know, you know? So just be cognizant of that.
uh, what you're saying is true, because um I've had, those feelings of,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say feeling guilty that I'm making money, because before I started the spiritual journey and everything, I
Yeah.
would make a lot of money.
Yeah.
um the profession paid, well, not what I would have loved, but it was enough money,
Yeah.
but I would find, because it's a strange amount, whenever I had an increase, whenever
Yeah.
we had, our annual increase, what you're talking about, you just find ways of just getting rid of
Yeah.
the money, where,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, so I was earning 100 rands, and now I'm having an increase of 50 rands. What am I going to do with
Yeah.
this 50 rands? And then you find something to do with that money, you know that you otherwise wouldn't have used. And I think I also want to
Yeah.
touch on what you taught about, when it comes to budgeting, because that for
Yeah.
me made a huge difference.
Yeah.
Um, when you spoke about, when you basically, when you need to shift from to thinking, when you started spending, like attaching value to your spending habits, you
Yeah.
know I think that for me made a huge difference. And it
Yeah.
also showed me, or made me realize that, okay, to a certain degree, I'm actually on the right path, because
Mm.
most of my money I spend on personal development, because
Yeah.
I feel like, if one is to move forward, um you first need to deal with the self, and
Yeah.
just every other aspect in my, like, basically area of my life, I was coming along well, but the financial I was just stuck financially. And
Yeah.
that's what I spend my money on, and I wasn't guilty about, you know that part. But then I think where I needed to change my spending habits is what you mentioned, feeling guilty for not being able to
Yeah.
borrow someone money. um
Yeah.
So I feel like that made also a huge difference, because people just need to understand that with this course, we're dealing with so many, it's the ancestral, your spending habits, how they are linked with
Yeah.
ancestral trauma, financial trauma that you went through, that your family went through, that you aren't even
Yeah.
aware of, you know.
Yeah.
Fear of being successful, that's what had stopped me. And those are some of the revelations that I've had, that
Yeah.
whenever I reach a certain level or certain income, I
Yeah.
somehow withdraw, because
Yeah.
I'm just scared to be viewed in that way, that, oh my gosh, you're making money, the guilt that comes with that, as you've mentioned, that that is being done in the income challenge. And another thing that I think I want to highlight is, what I love about this course, it's something that can be done over and over and over. So in as
Yeah.
much as it is a 5-day course, it is
Yeah.
actually a lifetime. And
Yeah.
whenever you do it, probably after 6 months, you probably be doing
Yeah.
it for different reasons. As you mentioned, I'm already shifting
Yeah.
to, working with
Yeah.
feeling guilty about making money with ease. So yes.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
talk a lot, Mandy.
Ooh.
I'm trying to keep quiet.
No, it's perfect. Thank you so much, Duduzile. I'm loving it. And I love that my favorite thing is I love that you're mentioning the challenge of making money with ease. Because, wow, like I think most of us, we all start there, that we want this ease. And then when it comes, it flames us. Like,
Yes.
we are being flamed by the actual ease. Because what we have been taught is that you cannot possibly, what we come from is, no, this money to make it, like how can, like you said, how can you make your income go in like halfway through the month, or even before halfway through the month that you had set for the month, and without hustling and without going from pillar to post and doing all the many things that you had on your to-do list, when we have seen
Yes.
everyone around us struggle to make money. The challenges of ease are so intense, not just because, like you said, it's not just the making of the money, it's the ease with which it is made that can trip us up. So, thank you for mentioning that.
Thank you.
My last request is to just say to you, what would you say to someone who was where you were in March, and they are thinking nothing will work for me, and they're sitting there and considering the bank account challenge and thinking, but what can 5 days do for me? What is the big deal? You know?
Okay. So what I would say is, well, I was skeptical. I was apprehensive, just as you probably are. Um, but I think the most important thing is going in with an open mind, because
Mm,
I feel like nothing happens if you're not going to be, open-minded. Be open-minded. And it's one thing I've realized about this course, because another thing that most courses, it's if you don't dedicate yourself or commit yourself with this one, I found that you can pace yourself, and it's okay, to have those stumbling blocks. But trust me, it is worth it. It is worth what you pay. Um, just I just say let go and allow. And another thing that's important is that it may not manifest as quick, most probably, as probably maybe I did, but it definitely, because I feel like it also depends on the work, the energy work, or the stumbling blocks that you've probably had emotionally. But
thank
most
you for
definitely,
mentioning that.
you know.
Because for me, like even for me, I see a lot of my students. So what I've seen is that there's 50% of the students who start and they like you, and it's just up and up and up, and they manifest and break through. And let me be honest, even me as the teacher, I was like, why is my work working so fast for other people? And has never worked that fast for me, you know? So I've seen it, and I saw it with my aunt as well. She came in and she did the work, and boom, boom, boom. Next thing, she's taking early retirement. And I was like, huh? But then I
Like,
am with the
what?
other group, you know? And this is so important. I, myself, the person who does the work and creates this work, am with the other group that takes a while to see shifts and has to do the inner work. But I'm also part of that group that when the shift does come, it's like a real definite shift. It may not be continuous. And then sometimes I'll have like small continuous shifts throughout. So I'm so
True,
glad that you say that we are all so different, because I am definitely not like most of the students, the 50% that come in and I just like, we do this breakthrough. I'm in your
true,
presence. I do this live meditation breakthrough. I do the worksheet. No, because, and I think it again depends on, like you said, your emotional trauma, how deep it goes. For some of us,
true.
like me, I need to clear several times to go into the layers to keep clearing. And then it's just like amazing shifts.
True, true. So
Yeah.
yes, that's I think the main thing, because people will then start going and thinking they be expecting a week or 2 days, just like me, who just went in and they're like, wow, this is magic. Because if I enroll and I haven't even read the book, and then I start seeing sales, that's what they're gonna be expecting. It takes work.
No,
It takes work,
no.
because I had been working before I even started the course.
Amen.
Because, if you remember, I think we spoke when I said
Yeah.
I think that it's manifesting, it's accelerating, because I had already been, doing the energy work with every other
Yes.
aspect, and then
Yes.
now I'm just dealing with the financial, um,
Yeah. Yeah.
spiritual work. I think that is
Yeah.
why everything that I've been manifesting, and I have been affirming the positive affirmations that I had to go through. And I think that's another important part that we did not touch on, actually. Um, you know, major, major, major main thing that that is, I think, the uniqueness of this course is that with most courses we are taught, positive affirmations, say it, and that is good, and you definitely need to have positive affirmations. But if we do not acknowledge, that I am down and out right now, I am angry, I am sad, I am this, I am a mess, you
Amen.
cannot go past, you can't jump to
Yeah.
positive affirmations, because what's going to happen is your positive affirmations will probably work for that um, um, um,
Yeah.
period of time, and then you actually go back to the feelings that you are that, but I'm not
Yeah.
okay. But until you go through that healing process, and that of
Yeah.
acknowledging that I am in this space right now, and forgiving, when we go through the inner work, where you have to forgive that inner child, where you have to forgive yourself for all of those mistakes that you've done, and and
Yeah.
and and acknowledging the current situation that you're in, you
Yeah.
cannot go through the manifestation phase. You need to go through the
Exactly.
healing, and then you'll be able to manifest. Because otherwise, you'll feel like
Yeah.
this is not working. And I think that has been a stumbling
Yeah.
block with most of the courses. There's nothing wrong with any other course, but I think that
Yeah.
the minute you go through healing, then everything
Yeah.
else that is out there works,
Yeah.
and,
Yes.
and it
I
works
am
long.
so I am so in agreement with that. Hey, um, it's such a powerful thing that you've said. It's not to say that affirmations don't work, but when we have deep trauma, our mind will always choose to protect us from the trauma rather than follow through with the affirmations, especially because sometimes the affirmations feel unsafe and scary. And that's the very thing that our mind is trying to protect us from, right? And
True.
then now we're affirming for it to be a reality. But once we start to heal and the mind feels safe, the nervous system feels safe, the body feels safe, when we do affirmations, the mind hears them differently, they land differently, and it's easier to manifest from that space. that's when like the affirmations also add an extra layer of magic. But yeah, so that's also why I don't really teach affirmations, because people, well, not really, and I don't really, I just don't teach affirmations because I deal with people's deep ancestral traumas. So if people haven't healed deep traumas, they like the affirmations are actually going to be triggering the trauma every time they say it, you know? So it actually isn't helping in that case. But after the healing, be my guest, go do your affirmations 100 times a day and watch the magic, you know. Not a
True.
problem.
They work magic once the healing process is dealt with, you know, once you deal with the
Yeah.
ancestral traumas. Trust me when I say that this week, this is how much I want. It happens, you know, because I'm
Yo.
still going through. Healing is an ongoing process. So I am
Yeah.
still, you know, going through the layers. But right now, when I
Yeah.
say this is how much I want today and
Yeah.
this is what I want and I'm going to get it, it works, you know, because
Yeah.
I'm dealing with the trauma. Deal with the trauma first, and
Yes.
then you will see everything that you manifest, that you wanted, that you've been affirming for the past
Oh.
2, 3, 5 years of your life. Then you'll start seeing it happen, you know.
Yeah.
It's an amazing course,
Oh.
Vangi, and I'm super grateful. I am so, so grateful for the work that you do. It's been amazing, and I am just looking forward to the Money Magic course. I am working on manifesting, manifesting, and hoping that before, in fact, I'm taking it out there right now, that before the price goes up, I'm actually in a space to afford the Money Magic course. I definitely will be joining it soon. I'm putting it out there. I'll probably be
Don't
coming
worry.
back with the next testimonial that, look, I've got it.
No, I'm so excited. And for me, I'm so happy and so grateful that there was this incredible shift, because I know when you messaged me, like you said, it was one of those situations of, this is the last amount of money that I have. Do you think I should do it? And my only answer was, follow your spirit, you know, trust what your spirit is telling you. If it's a yes, it's a yes. If it's a no, it's a no. That will not come from me. And when you told me your spirit said yes, I was just like, I just pray that this, like that the shifts are visible, you know, and that it's like it returns the investment that I know it will return, but that, yeah, you feel the changes. And then after that, I didn't even wait like a day, because you were in my box, you know, you were in my inbox all the time after that. You were like, Mahile, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I was like, wow, okay, this is deep.
It's been
So,
amazing. Honestly, it's been amazing, and I'm so, so grateful that I'm not where I was 2 months ago. And I'm really
so
looking forward to more shifts and
they
more
will be.
healing, because
Yeah.
sometimes I avoid these meditations because, they're like, wow, you know. But I know that I have to go back. But yeah, I am super grateful because, like I said, this is a
Yeah.
lifetime work, and that's the beauty
Yeah.
about it, that what you spend you can always reapply, you know, and it
Yeah.
can work, you know, with any other individual. I remember what you said when I asked you. You said, I don't remember anyone who joined this course and didn't see results. And I was like, okay, okay, I think that's enough for me to
That is, but that is the literal truth, you
get
know?
started,
This is the
you know.
one, this is the one
It
thing
is.
about my work, is that I can truly vouch for it on that. Even if your results are that, like, you know, in the first 6 months, the meditations floored me and I couldn't get out of bed because I was crying and grieving. I'm like, go for it. And then afterwards, people are like, yeah, that was needed. I needed to get that out my system. But that, and I could truly say that because that has been my experience, and the people that actively do the work can back me up on that. So, and I'm very, very proud of the work. I mean, it freaks me out as the person who does it as well, because I am both the teacher and the student. It freaks me out, but hey, like, it's worth it. You keep getting back on the horse and you're like, I'm going to keep doing it, even though I am heartbroken, I am teary,
Yes.
I am, yeah, it's beautiful. Like, I feel like healing work is not pretty, but it is worth it after we have done it. It's never pretty.
It is never pretty. Trust me, it is not. It is ugly.
Yeah,
It is not what healing looks like. People think healing is,
yeah,
oh my God, I feel beautiful. I feel I'm
yeah,
a new person. No, no,
yeah,
no, it's not.
never.
It's tears. It's the mucus
Yeah.
coming out of you and you ugly cry and screaming and shouting and no, it's not.
Yeah,
It's not.
it's not pretty. But anyway, I just want to say thank you so much, Duduzile, for coming and sharing your testimonial. I'm going to end it now. So
Yes,
I'm
otherwise
going to end the
I'll never stop
recording. Otherwise,
talking.
we can talk forever. Thank you.
Yes. Thank